Alright guys, so we got the data download for all of the new Majin Buu and Kai stuff over on JP Dokkan. Now, it's pretty interesting. The number one thing is that we did think there was going to be a farmable Kid Buu here, which there is not. I know the first farmable card is definitely the Supreme Kai, who Dokkan awakens into this cool card with all of the different Supreme Kais on there. Now, I think the other farmable card is probably the STR Western Supreme Kai, because I believe the AGL one is like stupid broken. Like, she's good enough that she's probably a summonable card, but we'll see. I think... Okay, and then this Buu, this is an awakening from the SR Buu that's, been on banners forever. We've got this one, that one. Of course, we have the actual SCR transforming Buu. We have the brand new Mr. Satan card, who's actually pretty good. This Fat Buu is an awakening from this Fat Buu right here. He finally gets an awakening, and then, of course, these two right there. So, let's go ahead and jump into it. I am excited and also not excited. Let's just jump into Buu and see, because he's a little wonky here. So, this is amazing absorption ability. He is the intensifying transformation category, key 3, 150% stats, and then he also gives extreme STR 3 key and 90% stats. Now, what's interesting about this is the fact that he gives extreme STR units that 90% buff means you could throw STR Rose on here. And I think he could be very, very good for this team. I might really try that, see how useful STR Rose will be on this category. Now, looking at this category, right here. This category is actually fucking sick, because it basically has every cell is on this. Like, I've talked about this before, how, like, some of these categories are a little wonky, and that, like, STR Perfect Cell is on there, but then, Tech Perfect Cell, whereas, Tech Perfect Cell and Int Perfect Cell are on a category, but, like, SCR Perfect Cell is not on the full power category. Then, of course, like, LR Cell, just, the perfect form cell, is not on certain categories. Like, it's just very wonky how they're all used. But on this category, every single Buu, Cell, and Frieza are all on here. It is crazy. So, I think that's a big deal. Like, this is going to be a really good villain category. So, then bringing in STR Rose as like a floater support type unit, I think could be hugely valuable. Because, like, you could run an LR Cell plus Tech EZA Cell rotation, or, LR Cell plus SCR Perfect Cell rotation. That would work incredibly well. You have all of these different Frieza cards. You got the new transforming Frieza. Cooler is on here as well. So, like, there's a lot of options. This is a very good category. Janemba is even on here. Who else? Baby is on here. Frost. Let's see. Just a bunch of the random transformations. Ripper-Yan is on here. 21 is on here. And then UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta are also on here. Like, this is, again, a really good category because there's so many options here. Like, this is like, I feel like we should have had this reaction looking at the full power category. Like, initially it did look good, but Now, one thing I do want to assess is what support type units are in here. Because, while it's cool to have all these Friezas and Cells and Boos, they're not going to link up the greatest. Especially, like, the Boos, right? Like, Majin Buu cards usually don't have very good key links, but they do have very solid attack links. So, maybe, like, this AGL Janemba that's an orb changer, he could be useful. I'm sure the GT Cell right here and GT Frieza right here, they could be useful as units that give extreme type allies key. And then, of course, you could just do a rotation of UI Goku and Blue Vegeta. That would work as well. Also, this SCR Frieza finally has a real category. So, this guy will be able to do insane amounts of damage. he could probably break 3 million attack stat, I'm sure, depending on, like, if there's a support type unit around or not. That Frieza is really, really powerful. So let's go ahead and look over here. So BUU's super attack is the Mystic Ball attack. That's just where he turns himself like into a ball. He does immense damage to the enemy and lowers attack and defense. Okay, that's interesting. His passive is own attack and defense 80%. Now, here's the thing about this BUU. That's pretty much what you're going to have a majority of the time, because his transformations is after 5 turns. He's not a unit that transforms every turn. After 5 turns, he'll either change into BUU Piccolo, BUU Gotenks, or BUU Ultimate Gohan. One of the 3, depending on how much health you have left. So that's... I don't really like this unit too much. What I do like about him is his team. But, like, that's it. Just 80% attack and defense? That's the majority of the fight. Like, you don't... Yo, it's gonna be... You're gonna have, like, 1 turn in his transform states. Now, his links... Majin, Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Infinite Regeneration, Fear and Faith, The Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle. I mean, they couldn't give him Shocking Speed, huh? Yeah, it's going to be tough. He's on 2 categories, the Intensing Transformation and the BUU Saga. Now, BUU Piccolo is incredible. For me, he's easily the best of the 3. He does immense damage. He recovers 15% HP at the start of turn. He gets attack and defense 100% for himself. And all allies key 3 and defense 30%. The BUU Piccolo is incredible. That is on this level of power for a category to give all allies 3 key is godly. Like, if you had that the whole time, like if Super BUU started out like that, this team would be disgusting, because you could use all of these units and you would actually be able to get all of their supers off. Like, you could do such a crazy team of, like, Janemba, Super Baby 2, UI Goku, Android 21, LR Cell. Like, you could do such a wonky team. But, I mean, it's going to be very rare that you get the BUU Piccolo. And it's also going to be tough to be below 49% HP on the exact turn he transforms, by the way. That's going to be difficult. So I think he's easily the best. He replaces Brutal Beatdown and Infinite Regeneration with Demon and Brainiacs. So his links will be bad, but he does have an amazing passive, so that will make up for it. So BUU Gotenks does immense damage and seal super attack. He recovers 8% HP at the start of turn, own attack 120%, and defense 100%. If the targeted enemy is in attack down status, get an additional 30% attack. So, he's interesting. It's very similar to LR Goku and Frieza, right? He'll be able to do a very... Okay. That extra 30% attack is calculated in a different... at a different time than the own attack 120%. So this BUU Gotenks, if you're hitting an enemy that has their attack down, he's going to hit really hard. And replace Demon and Brainiacs with Over in a Flash and Kamehameha. You could build an Over in a Flash team, too. That's what's interesting. Because, again, you've got UI Goku. You could do full power Frieza is on here as well. So there are options for that. That's interesting. That is interesting. And then BUU Ultimate Gohan, I'm a bit disappointed by. Super Ghost Kamikaze attack, greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, does immense damage. Well, actually, that is a 50% buff to attack and defense, so he's going to hit pretty hard, and he's going to be able to defend pretty good as well. He recovers 10% HP at the start of turn, and then own attack and defense 120%. And then he replaces he replaces Over in a Flash and Kamehameha with Big Bad Bosses and Shocking Speed. So I do like Buhan's links there. But it's, like, you guys, Do you get what I'm saying here? Like, it's like you're waiting 5 turns, and then BUU Gotenks and BUU Gohan, they're like solid units. They're solid. But BUU Piccolo is crazy, bro. That BUU Piccolo he would be so valuable. I can't wait to test this team out. It's going to be very, very interesting, and to see exactly how this BUU works once he's actually going. So, of course, that is this BUU, by the way. He will be the main banner unit. Now we have the Fat BUU. So he's STR Key 3, HP attack and defense 70%. That could be useful for Dokkan Battlefield. Super attack is the Angry Explosion, which does supreme damage, rare chance to stun. And it is an AoE attack, so all enemies. That's interesting. He could be good for, like, World Tournament or something like that. His passive, Imajin's Pace, changes int key spheres to STR, own attack and defense 50%, and then 10% attack and defense for every STR key sphere obtained. So he seems pretty good to me. Yeah, he's not bad. His links are the Innocence, Revival, Master of Magic, Infinite Regeneration, Majin, the Wall Standing Tall and Fierce Battle. So annoying links. I understand why he doesn't get Shocking Speed, but it would be very helpful. He's on BUU Saga, Intensifying Transformation, and Revived Warrior. He could be pretty useful for Revived Warrior. Yeah, he could. Okay, he's solid. He's solid. So we've got the new Hercule or Mr. Satan card. He's Super Int type, Key 2, HP attack and defense 90%. That could be useful in Dokkan Battlefield. Super attack, the champ's final trump card. He does supreme damage with a medium chance to stun. And then his passive, the champ's good fortune, high chance to dodge, and reduce damage taken depending on the amount of health your team has remaining from 50% to 90%. Lower health remaining results in higher reduction. So he is an outstanding defensive unit. I think he will be very useful for Super Battle Road. He could be on the Majin Buu arc category team. Like Super Battle Road, he could be so helpful in there. And his links, World Tournament Champion, Champion Strength, Hero, Soul vs. Soul, World Tournament Reborn, Supreme Power, and Fierce Battle. So not crazy links at all. So we have the Dokkan Awakening of the SR, like Pure Evil BUU, or whatever you want to call him. He is Int-type enemies attack minus 30%, supreme damage, and seal super attack. So he does seal, that's good. Unrestricted Pure Evil, all enemies attack and defense minus 20%, and then a medium chance to dodge enemy attacks. So he could be an interesting Super Battle Road unit as well. He also could be interesting for that BUU Gotenks because he lowers enemies' attack. Okay. And then he's Majin, Berserker, Brutal Beatdown, Infinite Regeneration, Nightmare, Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle. And then he's on the BUU Saga and Intensifying Transformation. So we have the West Supreme Kai. So she is STR type Key 2, HP attack and defense 40%. Super attack is the Blessed Light Grenade, which raises attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy. Her passive Divine Resistance is own attack and defense 50%, and for every Realm of Gods category unit present on the team, crit chance up 7%. So she works just like Super Saiyan 2 Kabe does. Very interesting. So she's not a bad unit at all. She's got Battlefield Diva, Innocence, Courage, Supreme Power, Shocking Speed, and Godly Power. She's on Realm of Gods, BUU Saga, and Patara as well. Another Patara unit. Interesting. That is pretty interesting that they gave her Patara. Usually, Patara is for unit, like, characters that are wearing the earrings and transform with them. But they gave her Patara, even though she does not fuse with the earrings. That's interesting. And yeah, but you want her on a Realm of Gods team. That's the other thing, too. But there are a lot of good Realm of Gods category units on the Patara team. You know, all of the Rose units, for example. So, again, interesting. Now this, the AGL Western Supreme Kai, she's pretty interesting. Because she gets Realm of Gods, Key 2, HP attack and defense 80%. So, she's like, her and then the Tech Supreme Kai, they're the first. units that have a Realm of Gods leader skill besides UI Goku. So her super attack, Blessed Light Grenade, greatly raises attack for 1 turn and does supreme damage to the enemy. Her passive, Divine Struggle, is Realm of Gods category allies 40% attack and defense, and then critical hit chance plus 7%. Now, I don't know for sure that this is talking about your allies, but like if she's giving a plus 7 crit chance to like any allies on the rotation, so like let's say you have a rotation of UI Goku and STR God Goku, and then this unit, this Western Supreme Kai is a floater. You'd be giving an extra 7% chance for UI Goku and STR God Goku to crit. That would be insane, along with a 40% attack and defensive buff. That is monstrous. This unit is crazy good. She is going to be a staple for Realm of Gods teams now. Attack and defense 40% is ridiculously high. She kind of... she could replace God of Destruction Topo. It's going to be very interesting to see how she performs on like, you know, some of these teams. So it looks like she has the same links, yeah. And she's on the BUU Saga, Realm of Gods, and Patara categories. Again, interesting that she gets Patara. Then we have the Tech Supreme Kai. Again, this Tech Supreme Kai is very interesting because Realm of Gods category, key 3, HP attack and defense 50%. He does supreme damage and raises attack of super type allies by 30% for 1 turn. And then his passive, for every Realm of Gods category unit on the team, own key 1 and attack and defense 20%. So this fucker can get up to 140% attack and defense, and he has an automatic super attack. Like, he seems pretty interesting to me. And this is a free-to-play unit, by the way. Like, this Kai, he's free-to-play. He's really good. Like, again, I want to see what he's like rainbowed. He only is going to get, you know, the 3,000 all stats rather than the, you know, 5,000 that summonable units essentially get. But still, that's very interesting. I really want to see how this Supreme Kai performs on a Realm of Gods team. Links are Telekinesis, Rival Duo, Master of Magic, Cold Judgment, Godly Power, Supreme Power, and Shattering Limit. So his links are pretty bad for the Realm of Gods team outside of Godly Power. That is the only thing. And then, of course, he's Realm of Gods, Majin Buu Arc, and Patara as well. So those are all of the new units. Some of them are pretty interesting. I'm going to rainbow for sure that Tech Kai. I don't know about the SCR BUU. I'm not too blown away by him. His category team is fantastic, but that BUU himself, I don't know. Like, I would almost just run him as, like, probably a floater on his own team. You know, maybe like an LR Cell rotation, do a Frieza rotation. Like, try out this SCR Frieza right here, maybe linked up with, like, Cooler or something. That's probably what I'm more going to lean towards, rather than focusing on the Majin Buus. And the last thing, too, in the Baba shop, we finally have the last copy available for the Int LR Metal Cooler Corpse. So now Metal Cooler is finally able to be rainbowed. I guess we're going to probably get Battlefield reset in a few days here, so that'll be very interesting. I'm sure, if you guys look at the clock, it's 4:43 a.m., at 11 a.m., we probably will get info on a celebration. We'll probably get info for when, like, Physical Kid Buu will get his EZA and stuff. So that's going to be interesting. But, alright, guys, that will do it for today. Again, some pretty interesting units here. I'm not going to lie. Now, the summonable ones, I'm sure on the banner, we'll probably have Super Buu. Mr. Satan will be a unit on the banner. I think Fat Buu will be on the banner. And I think, I gotta imagine one of the Western Kais could be summonable. Maybe they're both farmable, but I feel like one of the Western Supreme Kais is summonable. Either the AGL one or the SCR one, I'm not sure. Probably the AGL one, the 40% attack and defense for Realm of Gods units. That's incredibly powerful. So she seems like a summonable unit to me. And then, of course, the Tech Supreme Kai and I think the SCR Supreme Kai, those are the farmable units. This SR Buu will probably be on the banner as well. It'll be interesting to see what other units are on the banner. We've just had all of the cells, so I presume we might get maybe like some Frieza cards. Maybe UI Goku. UI Goku hasn't been around for a while. He is on the category. We'll see. But regardless, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch y'all next time.